the Eagles pep band, and you're watching CITV.
Hello and welcome to another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's Thursday, October 12th, 2017. We're at the Victory Fields in Plymouth, Meeting, Pennsylvania for Suburban 1 American Girls Soccer, featuring the visiting Hatboro-Horsham Lady Hatters and the Plymouth Whitemarsh Lady Colonials. And this is a good one. Hatboro-Horsham is currently 8-3 in Suburban 1 American, which is tied for second. 8-5 overall, while the Lady Colonials are 7-4 in the conference, which is fourth, 10-5 overall. Hatboro-Horsham head coach is Ike Onyeder. It's his third season, and for the Lady Colonials at the helm is Ryan Zervin. The Lady Hatters have won 5 straight games, have not lost since September 26, a 3-0 loss at Upper Dublin. In fact, before this 5-game win streak, the Hatters were on a 3-game losing streak in which it scored 0 goals. After this game, each team will have 2 conference games remaining. The Hatters will also have non-league games against Mount St. Joseph and Penridge right now. And before this October 12th match, Hatboro-Horsham's number 28 in the District 1 4A rankings with a 7.868 power ranking. PW number 21 with an 8.757 power rating. Only the top 24 get the playoffs. The number 24 team right now is Neshaminy at 8.528. So Hatboro-Horsham a few spots out, but PW just barely in right now. These teams have faced each other once this season. It was back on September 19th. PW won 1-0 in Horsham. PW will be wearing its home whites, while the Hatters will be wearing black shorts and red tops. I believe the keeper for Hatboro-Horsham will be Sierra Cruz, a sophomore. PW's goalie will be Devin Skiles instead of Hope Barrist. Hatboro-Horsham has 36 goals and has allowed 22. The Lady Colonials, with its next goal would be its 40th, has 39 and has allowed 21. Hatboro-Horsham is looking to get to the district playoffs for the first time since 2012. PW hasn't been to districts since 2014, same season in which PW got its only playoff victory ever, a 2-1 win against Wissahickon in the first round, and then the second round, a 3-1 loss against the last team in Owen J. Roberts. That Owen J. Roberts team had Mahogany Willis, who was a freshman then, is now a senior. Owen J. Roberts, I believe, is a top 4 team in District 1 4A, and they'll be one of the teams you do not want to face. So we'll have 40 minutes in each half in regulation, and then we'll go to overtime if needed. Hatboro-Horsham will begin the kickoff, and then it will be Allie Utermoser, who had 2 goals in a 2-0 win at Wissahickon on October 10th. Meanwhile, the Lady Colonials are coming off a 2-0 loss at Upper Dublin that same day, and we are off and running. We do not have a scoreboard here at the Victory Fields, so please bear with us, but we have 40-minute halves. It's the first half, Hatboro-Horsham in red, PW in white. Kicking it there for the Hatters was Haley Friedman, a senior. It's on the PW territory, will be out of play. Throw-in for the Hatters, it will be Friedman. During this 5-game win streak, Hatboro-Horsham had a 10-1 win against Cheltenham on September 28th. That is kicked off with Haley Stigmont. And that's kicked out of play by PW's Emily Rosenberger. We're in the first minute of regulation. It's Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. PW has won 2 of the last 3 matchups against the Hatters. Near PW's box at the top, shot, and that is going to be deflected by Skiles. And it looks like it'll be the first corner of the game for Hatboro-Horsham. In terms of bad losses, PW's bad loss was 2-1 at Upper Moreland on October 2nd, currently number 17 at 5-10 in District 1 3A rankings, only 12 getting to that classification. The cross there is missed at the box, and now PW will look to clear. Elise Caffrey trying to go after it, but there's Isabella De La Torre of Hatboro-Horsham. Caffrey is there, but the Hatters will kick it. PW kicks it back to this middle of the field, about 2 minutes into this one. 0-0, Hatboro-Horsham and PW. Here's Allie Diamond. PW is going right to left in the first half in white. Hatboro-Horsham left to right. One of Ike Onyeter's goals for the Hatters this season is to make the playoffs. Doesn't matter how, just to make postseason play. And he has done a great job in his free season. In fact, his first season in 2015, 1-13 in the Suburban 1 Continental Conference. Then last season, in its first year in Suburban 1 American, 7-4-3 in the conference. Now 8-3 this season in conference play. Looking to get 9 wins for the first time since 2012, the last time the Hatters made the playoffs. Couple minutes into this one, it's Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0, but it could change in an instant. A nice effort by Elise Caffrey, but it is saved there by the keeper, I believe to be Sierra Cruz. And we are sorry if we have any roster confusion. And now here's Victoria Betterly in white, PW going after it on the Castrula, and it will go the other way. So Upper Dublin, with its 2-0 win against PW on October 10th, clinched at least a share of the conference. Upper Dublin's currently 11-0-0 in the conference. Now here's Emily Losenberger in Hatboro territory. Caffrey trying to get there, but the Hatters will look to clear. It's Haley Friedman. Now to Cameron Hughes, a sophomore. Now Cameron Ryan. Now Sarah Push for PW against Cameron Ryan. Push will try to push it up, but instead she pushed it to Margaret O'Neill, I believe, of Hatboro. Push now to Betterly. Betterly will try to get in the box area, but the Hatter keeper will make both hands on it, believed to be Sierra Cruz. So close to 5 minutes into this one, it's Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. It's about 4 minutes in, and we do not have a clock. PW again has 2 games in the regular season after this one, at Cheltenham versus Cheltenham and at Quakertown. Quakertown currently number 19 in the district rankings entering October the 12th. And that's going to be kicked out of play, and PW's territory should be throw-in for Cameron Hughes of the Hatters. Hatboro-Horsham hasn't won a playoff game since 2011 when it was the District 1 3A number 9. Won 1-0 against 24 Great Valley and then lost 2-1 overtime at 8 Council Rock South. That may have been played at Council Rock North. That is headed back by the Hatters. Now PW looking to clear. There's a contact. There's some content, and it'll be a spot foul. As everyone will move ahead to Hatter territory. Now here's Ava Schreiber, who'll have a kick from midfield. Schreiber had PW's first yellow card accumulated this season. It came back in a 3-1 loss to Quakertown on September 28th. That's at the top of the box. Hatboro-Horsham in red look to clear. Right away, Hatboro-Horsham's 2-0 win at Wissahickon on October 10th was the Hatters' first shutout win of the season. Now Cameron Hughes looking to send it in the box now to Karen McBride. And it's going to go the other way, we have a whistle against Hatboro-Horsham. It is PW and Hatboro-Horsham 0-0 in the first 5+ minutes into this one. Suburban One Sports is a Suburban One League's premier high school sports authority, providing athletes and fans the latest sports news, scores, and photos. Visit suburban1sports.com. Goal kick there by Schreiber for PW. Hatters pushed back. Caffrey was given chase. Now looks like Natalie Landy giving chase for PW. We kicked out of play. Good effort, but it'll be throw-in for the Hatters. So Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. Each team needs a win here. By the way, PW has 10 wins for the first time since 2014. I think that team had at least 15 wins. And that was back when Steve Slack, I believe, was still the head coach for PW. Now Evan Skiles has it. The keeper for PW. Hatboro-Horsham so far is one corner. PW yet to take one from the flag area. That'll be a goal kick by Ava Schreiber. Diamond has it now. That'll be kicked out of play by Emily Rosenberger. It'll be thrown in now by Haley Friedman. Trying to look for space. That was kicked by Zygmunt. Now there's Sarah push. PW will try to go after it. Caffrey looks like she'll get it. Near the corner area of Hatboro territory. At least Caffrey. But it's right in the foot and kicked by Cameron Ryan or Hatboro. Good job there by Isabella McNew for PW. Here's Allie Diamond near the corner. Yeah, it's going to be goal kick for the Hatters. Wearing the red, looks like it's Erica Polizek. 9 minutes into this one, it's Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. And you're watching Suburban One American Girls Soccer on Colonial Instructional Television. It'll be kicked to the side to Poluzak. Looks like there was a handball. It will be possession Hatboro-Horsham. This is believed to be our final regular season broadcast before playoffs, but we do have one more regular season broadcast on the schedule. It would be Quakertown at PW Homecoming Football on October 27th. But our next broadcast after this could be October 23rd, 24th, 25th, or 26th, depending on how teams do in terms of playoff rankings. So about 10 minutes into this one, Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0, and Hatboro-Horsham wearing red going left to right in the first half, PW going right to left and white. This is the first half. We have two 40-minute sessions in regulation. Now that was kicked there by Cameron Hughes. But right to push to Betterly, push back to Betterly. Now PW trying to go near the box. Looks like Natalie Landy went after it. Now in the Kashula, Hatboro went after it. Madu, but that is intercepted. Ryan Zurin not pleased with that. Kick there by Cameron Ryan. Taken there by Emily Rosenberger. Now push. Rosenberger going after it. She'll keep it in. Kick there by Friedman. Now the Hatters. Hughes has it. Player down. Ike Onyedu ranking his team's play so far. Had some rain earlier on this October 12th. Also, we have some wind. We're either in the high 50s or the low 60s. As that is a great ball into PW territory. 11 minutes into this one, it's 0-0. It's around 59 Fahrenheit, cloudy, and a lot of wind. So you'll see maybe some balls going directions you wouldn't usually see on a nice sunny day. So about 12 minutes in, it's 0-0. Ryan Zervin upset with the official, but it's Hatboro possession. Friedman. Kick there by Lanny. Elise Caffrey trying to give chase, but instead it's in the leg of Sarah Bohm. Now to the keeper. Bohm. Now to Erica Poluzak. Hatters trying to move it forward, but PW now trying to go after it. Good ball movement there by Anna Kastrula. She'll try to go to the box. Yeah, but instead is in the direction of Haley Friedman. Friedman kicked it back. Rosenberger trying to give chase. Now it's Hatboro's Cameron Hughes. Cameron Ryan. They're a push being a little subtle. Headed by Betterly. Betterly now heads it off to Allie Diamond, one of her teammates and also girls lacrosse. Reason why PW is playing on grass is because the Victory Field turf is being used by field hockey as PW is taking on Cheltenham. Now PW trying to get numbers in the box. Caffrey's there. It's saved by, we believe, Sierra Cruz. So good job by Cruz to get both hands on that. PW will have 3 substitutes coming in as well. Waiting. You're allowed as many substitutes as you wish, as long as you don't overuse, I believe. About 13 minutes in, it's 0-0. Kate Branscombe, Gabby Cooper, and Sam Matthews are waiting on the sideline to get in. Thrown in there by Hatboro's Haley Friedman. Now Sarah Bohm. Emily Rosenberger will keep it in for PW. But back to Sarah Bohm of Hatboro. Now there's Cameron Ryan against Sarah. Push for PW. Caffrey had it back for Natalie Lanny, but Hatters are up to the task. Even Ashley Amon is waiting with three teammates I said a few seconds ago to get in. So PW looking to get 4 subs in. And that will be a corner. Good job by Shula. It looks like it will be the first corner of the game for PW. 15 minutes into this one, it's Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. District playoffs scheduled to begin October 24th for District 1 4A. Only 5 teams, I believe, go to states. Now here's the corner. Setting numbers in the boxes is low. Caffrey there. Wonder if PW bench thought it was a handball, but it may have been on the elbow, so it's clean. Isabella McNew will kick it out. It will be Hatboro-Horsham throwing. So Hatboro-Horsham will throw it in. And Hatboro-Horsham has scored 36 goals and allowed 22. PW 39 goals for, 21 goals against. Hatboro-Horsham again has won 5 straight, which is tied for the longest win streak since Suburban 1 League joined soccer in the fall. Joined in the fall for soccer. The last time Hatboro-Horsham had a 5-game win streak was October 12th to 25th, 2011. The final 4 regular season games in the first round of districts. There'll be a goal kick here for keeper Sierra Cruz. Well, actually not. It was a ball. I was not paying attention. Sorry. It was a free kick, though. Sierra Cruz actually is in the box. There are a lot of balls near the end line, so it can be confusing. They'll go out of play. Hatboro-Horsham throwing. Again, we have 2 40-minute halves. It's 16 minutes into this one. It's 0-0, and that's going off, I believe, Diamond. It will be another throw-in for Friedman. Kicked by Push, but right at a Hatter. And I see Ellie Udermoser, uniform 44, in there now for Hatboro-Horsham. She had a few goals during this win streak for Hatboro. Shula getting guarded by Madeline Falcione. Now on the leg of Karen McBride, but PW comes up with it, but that is kicked back near midfield by Hatboro. Player down. Zygmunt fell, but there was no call. It'll be a run after. Cameron Hughes trying to give chase. It'll be throw-in for the Hatters. So 17 minutes in to half one. Hatboro-Horsham and PW without a goal so far. And PW has won 2 of 3 against the Hatters since Hatboro-Horsham joined Super 1 American fall 2016. Both of PW's wins were 1-0 shutouts. Hatboro-Horsham's win was 4-1 in Horsham on October 14, 2016. Now Elise Caffrey is going to look to push ahead out here for Natalie Lanny. Caffrey will go after it. He was guarded. There's Betterly, and she'll kick that one over the end line out of play. Goal kick. PW will sub in 4 players. Sarah Push comes out. Rosenberger comes out. Diamond comes out. And then a Kashula will exit. PW assistant TJ DeLucia is actually liking the performance and the way PW is playing. May not be long before PW may actually get a very good chance. That will go out of play. PW throw in. It will be Haley Zygmunt. I believe last season Zygmunt was a keeper for PW. Back September 20th, 2016, 1-0 win against the Hatters. Zygmunt had a shutout. Victoria Betterly scored in the 47th minute. That was the last time the two teams met in Plymouth meeting. 19 minutes into this one, it's now Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. Both of these teams have not played in an overtime game this season. Hatboro-Horsham has played each of its previous 18 games in regulation time. Kicked there by Gabby Cooper for PW. Cooper will get it back. Now here's Victoria Betterly. Back there to Ashley Amon. Kicked there by Zygmunt. Caffrey was there but could not get up to it. Haley Friedman. Cooper could not get good chase. Kicked there by Ava Schreiber. Sarah Bohm is there. It'll be going out of play. Hatboro-Horsham throw-in. 20 minutes into the first half, it's 0-0. So halfway through the first half, still no score. Last time PW had a 0-0 game that ended that way was a long time ago. It was back on October 2nd, 2010 versus St. Hubert of the Philadelphia Catholic League. Hatboro-Horsham last season had a 0-0 draw at Quakertown on October 7th. That was 2016. It'll be a PW throw-in the PW territory. Betterly could not get a good grip with her foot. Hatboro-Horsham's in red, PW's in white. Hatboro-Horsham going left to right on your screens in the first half. PW going right to left. There's Cameron Ryan. Passed it to Polizek. Zygmunt was there. Good footwork momentarily by Freeman. Freeman kicks it off the foot. It looked like a Cooper, but it was on her will, so out of play. Throw in for Zygmunt. About 22 minutes into half one. Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. Now Devin Skiles will make the easy save. Colonial Instructional Television airs Channel 28, both Comcast Cable and Verizon Fios in Plymouth Township, Whitemarsh Township, and Plymouth and Conshohocken Borough. You can even watch CITV videos online. Visit www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. And on Channel 28, Comcast and Verizon Fios, Plymouth Township, Whitemarsh Township, and Conshohocken Borough. And right now, Kara Thomas enters the game for the Hatters. Allie Utermoser will exit. She had a brace, which is 2 goals, at Wissahickon on October 10th, Hatboro's last game. And Hatboro-Horsham's last loss was September 26th at Upper Dublin, 3-0. And that was the final loss of a 3-game losing streak in which Hatboro had been outscored 8. Let me look at this. Hatboro had been scored 7-0. Ike Onyeda gives Isabella de la Torre high five on the sideline as she exited. And that will go out of play. Should be PW throw-in. 22 minutes in, approximately. It's 0-0. Hatboro-Horsham and PW in the Suburban One American Conference. And Upper Dublin has already clinched a share of the conference. Hatboro-Horsham and Quakertown both second at 8-3. PW 7-4 in the conference. Cameron Ryan trips. It'll be throwing for the Hatters. It's Peyton Toll throwing in. And we're sorry if we mispronounce any names. Headed by Zygmunt back to Peyton Toll. Gabby Cooper kicks it a bit, but Toll gets it past midfield at PW territory with it now. Kara Thomas, but Zygmunt's there with Kara Thomas. Now kicked by Cameron Ryan. Now here's a good chance for McBride, but Karen McBride is denied by Devin Skiles. 23 minutes into this one, it is 0-0. Sam Matthews had kicked it, and now here's Betterly. And behind the Hatboro-Horsham end line, there's, I believe there's a JV game, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, junior varsity. So you probably could be hearing a lot of whistles. But it's throw-in for the Colonials, about 24 minutes into this one, but still without a score. Pushed ahead was Ashley Amon. I think PW was offsides. So free kick from the top of the box defensively for the Hatters. It'll be Erica Puluzek. Zygmunt got her body into it. Well, that was with Cameron Hughes defending. It will go off Hughes. PW will throw in. Push will come back in and hands to her penny to Victoria Betterly, who gets a high five from TJ DeLucia. Natalie Landy will also exit. Haley Zygmunt near Ryan Zerwin. She'll throw it in now. About 25 minutes in, Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. It goes off of Cameron Hughes. PW throwing. Here's Zygmunt. Alan Diamond's there. Now to Katie Branscombe. But now going after it is Talia DeLuca. Now Cameron Hughes. DeLuca lets that one go out. It'll be PW throwing. Now the District 1 playoffs are almost here. 47 teams are vying for 24 spots in the District 1 4A tournament. The top 8 teams receive first round byes, but only 5 qualify for states. Seeding meeting, I believe, is either October 21st or 22nd. Playoffs begin Tuesday, October 24th. And PW is 21st in the rankings entering October 12th. Hatboro-Horsham 28. So Hatboro-Horsham is 4 spots out. But it's an important game for each team. Kick there, and Skiles smartly lets that go out of play. Goal kick for PW. Margaret O'Neill checks back in for the Hatters wearing red. Cameron Hughes will take a seat for Ike Onyedo's squad. So, PW will get kick from the end line. Skiles is the keeper for PW. O'Barris from time to time is the goalkeeper for PW, but Severin deciding to go with Skiles today. It'll be free kick PW near midfield. And I believe PW field hockey just had a goal against Cheltenham. A little behind this field. Partially is field hockey and Victory Turf. That goes out of play. It'll be goal kick. Sierra Cruz going after it. 27 minutes into the game. It's Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0, and I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. This is our 9th edition of CITV Sports in 2017-18 school year. And the next few weeks we hope to bring you more. Not sure what we have in store yet. It all depends on the District 1 rankings. But entering October 12th, girls volleyball was ranked 6th, field hockey 5th, girls soccer 21st, boys soccer moved up from 15 to 13 after a 2-0 shutout against the previous leader of the conference, Upper Dublin. That was on CITV. Football is way out of the top 16 with only 1 win and 5 losses. Free kick for Ava Schreiber in Hatter territory and lets that one go past the end line out of play. Sierra Cruz will retrieve it. Now PW will make a few more substitutions. Emily Rosenberger comes back in. I believe Shula does as well. Natalie Lanny checked back in as Sam Matthews exited. 28 minutes in, it's 0-0. Hatboro-Horsham of Horsham, PA, at PW of Plymouth meeting PA at the Victory Fields. If PW makes the playoffs this season, Ryan Zurin will become the second head coach in Lady Colonial soccer history to be coaching a district playoff. Stu Slack, I believe, was the only one to do so. PW never made the district playoffs in girls soccer when girls soccer had been in spring. And that's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for PW. So we're about a half hour into this one. And we do not have an exact clock as that goes off. Oh, goodness. Goes off of Annika Shula, I believe. Sam Matthews may be told to go back in. TJ DeLucia will send her in. Annika Shula is fine. Just got one to the chin. Wonder if AJ Clegg, PW's athletic trainer, will be needed. Hopefully all her teeth are in place. Took one to the chin, close to the nose. And Zurin will look and act as first aid. I think it'll be PW ball in Hatboro territory. 30 minutes into the game, Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. Again, we have two 40-minute halves. It's a bit windy here, about 58 Fahrenheit. Back on October 10th, it was 83 Fahrenheit and sunny. It's been cloudy all day. Been rain earlier on this October 12th. It'll be a free kick, I believe, by Schreiber. Now to the Hatboro box. But the Hatters will come up with it. Now it's Karen McBride. I will go back to Sierra Cruz, the keeper for the Hatters. Again, Hatboro-Horsham looking for its first playoff berth since 2012. And Hatboro also looking to get 9 conference wins for the first time since 2012 when it was 9-3-2. And Suburban 1 Continental hadn't had 10 conference wins since 2011. Kick there by Sarah Bohm. There's Sarah Push. There's Alice Caffrey, and it is ruled off. All the coaches are wearing jackets, including Ike Onyedor for the Lady Hatters. Free kick for Lady Hatters now into PW territory. Schreiber got a body on it. Back to Bohm. There's Allie Diamond going after it. She's got Caffrey ahead if she wants. Caffrey is there, but it's right toward Haley Friedman of the Hatters momentarily. Now headed by O'Neill, and it's going to go out. Throw in for Haley Zygmunt. Ashley Amon comes out. So will Katie Branscombe. PW coaching staff, I think, pleased with the way the team's playing so far. Just nothing to show on the board right now. So there is Betterly, Victoria Betterly, advancing here to Natalie Lanning. 32 minutes into the game, it's 0-0. Now blankets are coming on some of the team's benches. Players are putting on blankets if they have any, because of the cooler temperature. Diamond knee tripped Cameron Ryan a knee, incidentally, so it'll be free kick about 35-40 yards from the goal. And there will be Erica Polizek, listed as a senior. So Polizek will do the free kick. It's still 0-0. A bit less than 10 minutes away from halftime. Yeah, about 33rd, 34th minute. It'll be thrown in there by Talia DeLuca, a junior. DeLuca throws it in. There's Schreiber to kick it out of the box toward midfield. There's Elise Caffrey. That was deflected on the side. That will be kicked. Past midfield. Now Hatboro-Horsham trying to answer Karen McBride. Now to Kara Thomas. I think that may have been Isabella McNew kicking it out smartly. 34 minutes in, Hatboro-Horsham 0, PW 0. Hatboro-Horsham wearing in red, going left to right in this first half. Now in the box there, Brettley kicks it out, and now there's a good opportunity that is denied by the PW defense, but there's Erica Polizek. Ricocheting. DeLuca, who will go close to midfield. It's Freeman. Now to Margaret O'Neill. Good ball movement to Kara Thomas. A good move by Schreiber, but not out of the woods yet. It's McBride. Hatboro responding well. Oh, off a push. Good. Another good block. Taking one in the body. That's going to be into the air. Running after is Losenberger for PW. Runs out of room. Will be a throw in. And there's. He'll be kicked over the end line by, I believe, the Hatters uniform 28, Peyton Toll. Now Anna Kashula will come back in. She seemed to be fine. She had taken one to the chin and the nose area. Ryan Zervin has determined that larger treatment's not needed. So here's a goal kick for Schreiber. It's 0-0, 35 minutes into the game. We have two 40-minute halves. There's Sarah Bohm kicking it to Sierra Cruz. Cruz doesn't get a very long kick. Betterly trails. Now Zygmunt misses it. Schreiber will kick it past midfield back to Bohm. Betterly headed a few times by Freeman. Now Caffrey heads it. There's Diamond. Betterly's there. Headed again by Freeman. Diamond kicks it out to Shula. Shula the shot, and it's deflected in there. Out of play. So it's going to be a corner. Good save by Sierra Cruz, because that looked like that could have gone in if not for her hand. So second corner for PW. With a few minutes to go in the first half, and now PW is cooking up something really good. With about 4 minutes to go in the half. Had it in there. Good diving save by Sierra Cruz. And she'll roll it off. It is a very good eye. A lot of goalies will not be able to get to that one. That one stays in play. Schreiber went against O'Neill. O'Neill was able to get a kick from it. Good deflection there. Now Shula got it back, but right in the foot of Cameron Ryan. Hatboro-Horsham's won some state titles in recent years, a couple in softball. Andy Thomas in individual swimming won an individual gold medal in PWHS in 2017. But Hatboro-Horsham wants to get in the girls' soccer playoffs for the first time in 5 years. PW hasn't been there since 2014. Now there's Sarah Push. Falls and trips, but it's back to PW. Rushing back there, Zygmunt. Now Diamond. Again, still no score. There's Allie Diamond. She'll kick it in there. Boom! Shakalaka! Allie Diamond with a good boot makes it 1-0 PW. With about 2 minutes to go in the first half. Wow. Sierra Cruz could not judge that correct. Score believed to be by Allie Diamond around the 38th, 39th minute. And it's 1-0 PW. With about 2 minutes to go in the opening half. PW has not been shut out in back-to-back games since the beginning of last season, and that notion has been put to rest, and PW looking to add more. And the Hatters on a 5-game win streak. Now there's Caffrey. Diamond's there too, but she loses sight. We'll see Rosenberg can go after it, but instead it's O'Neill. O'Neill looks like she'll kick it close out of play. Stays in. There's Betterly. About a minute to go. Sierra Cruz will come up with it. So 1-0 PW. As you can hear in the background, let's get another. Because 1-0 is not comfortable enough. And it will be free kick for the Hatters. Whistle should be sounding momentarily. Be from midfield for the Hatters. So 1-0 PW thanks to Allie Diamond, it looks like, from a very good kick. Looks like a little outside the box. Kick there by Pulisic. PW's defense coming up big right now. Here's Diamond. Betterly. Betterly advances. Caffrey's onside, but into the hands of Sierra Cruz. If she is indeed the keeper. Ike Onyeda wants more movement in the field. Hatboro-Horsham has been lagging a bit in the last few minutes, which led to that Diamond goal. Easy target for her with her kick. So any moment now, the whistles will sound, but that's just a foul. Ryan Zarin and TJ DeLucia is pleased with the call. So about less than a minute to go in the first half, 1-0 PW. Ball will be put in. It'll be a free kick. Less than a minute, officials say. In the first half, free kick here looks like by Erica Poluzek. 1-0 PW at around the 37th, 38th minute. So it's the 40th minute. Now PW looking to go into halftime with the lead. Devin Skiles will make sure of that. About 30 seconds or less to go in the first half. Here in a cloudy afternoon, Skiles will kick it to midfield. Whistle should be sounding momentarily. Referee checking the watch. Caffrey trying to give chase. And that is the end of the first half. PW gotten better as the half progressed and got a goal thanks to Allie Diamond, we believe. It is 1-0 PW entering the half. PW 40 minutes away from picking up its 11th win this season. Hatboro-Horsham doesn't want its win streak to end at 5 games. That is the end of the first half. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Second half coming up here from Victory Fields on CITV. Welcome back to Suburban 1 American Girls Soccer on CITV. Again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. After one half, Plymouth Whitemarsh has a 1-0 lead on Hatboro-Horsham, thanks to, we believe, Allie Diamond, who had a great strike that Sierra Cruz could not get anything on it. We'll have 40 more minutes of regulation. If the result holds, PW would have 11 wins on this season and would get its 8th win in conference play. Again, Hatboro-Horsham is on a 5-game win streak, which is tied for its longest since girls soccer in Suburban 1 League became a fall sport. So PW will get the kickoff here to begin the second half. And if you want to know how your team is doing in District 1, visit districtscores.com. Click on the desired season and then the desired sport to find up-to-date records and rankings for each classification. In soccer, PW is 4A. That's districtscores.com. And now here is the kick, and we are underway in the second half. So we'll have 40 more minutes in regulation. Each team has switched sides. Hatboro-Horsham now going right to left in red. PW going left to right in white on your screens. Hatboro-Horsham, the visitor, lost 1-0 against PW in Horsham back on September 19th. Now in the PW box, PW Zygmunt will let that go out of play. It will be goal kick for PW. So again, the head coach is Ike Onyedor for Hatboro-Horsham, his third season. PW Ryan Zervin. Both coaches looking for their first playoff appearances each as head coaches. That's going to be kicked out of play. Hatboro-Horsham throw-in. 1 minute into the second half, it's 1-0 PW. It's dangerous. It'll be kicked out of play. Over the end line, it'll be PW possession. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Sports this fall have been better than some have expected. In fact, at this rate, if PW wins this one, PW could be in good shape to make the playoffs. Enter this day 21st in the rankings. Top 24 make playoffs. Hatboro-Horsham is 28th, for 4 out of a playoff spot. Already Upper Dublin had already clinched the conference. That's going to be kicked out of play. Hatboro-Horsham throw-in. PW won the conference a couple of times. That was back in 2011 and 2014. Both shared with Upper Dublin. Both of them led to home games for playoffs. PW all-time district playoffs at home, 1 and 2. It was a 2-1 win against Wissahickon in 2014, the lone playoff win ever. PW's first playoff game was back in October 2010 at Strathaven. PW was the last team in the 3A playoffs at 28. Strathaven was 5. PW lost 4-0 in Wallingford. Now in the PW box, Zygmunt will be there to clear out a play. Should be Hatboro-Horsham throw-in. 3 minutes into the second half, it's 1-0 PW. Hatboro-Horsham having the ball basically the whole time here in the second half so far. A couple minutes in. Allie Diamond on defense. Now setting up in the box. And that one's going to be kicked out of play. Player trips for the Hatters. And it's going to be PW possession.
Guys, we're getting beat the balls now. Let's go.
It's Cameron Hughes who tripped. TJ DeLucia and Ryan Zervin noticing his team is relaxing. Team is relaxing a bit. It's Neighbor Schreiber taking the kick. Now there's Betterly with PW, but there is Haley Friedman For the Hatters, that will go out of play. PW throwing. The Colonials are up 1-0. About 4 minutes into the second half. Two 40-minute regulation halves. It'll be PW possession. During halftime, the officials made it clear to each team that if they keep complaining about handballs, so a yellow card would be issued. So free kick into PW territory, about 35 yards, 40 yards away from the goal. PW goal. There's Ava Schreiber, who has one yellow card on the season, came in game number 10. Or PW's is game 16. That's going to go the other way. And Ike Onyedor knew that clearly, and the officials knew it as well. So free kick for the Hatters, 5 minutes into the second half, 1-0 PW, thanks to, we believe, Allie Diamond, very late in the first half. That will be ricocheted off of Sarah Polzuk. There's Betterly, now kicked by Schreiber. There's Diamond, and the push will get it near the Hatboro-Horsham box. There's Caffrey. Now Annika Shula. Right there was Erica Poluzek. Schreiber getting guarded against Cameron Hughes. Hughes is down. Looks like she took a hard one to the face. Cameron Hughes needs to be tended to. If female official will stop the clock, Ike Onyedor, the head coach for Hatboro-Horsham, will come in and play her down, Cameron Hughes. About 6 minutes into the second half, 1-0 PW. Each team will huddle up, making sure everything's okay. PW's athletic trainer, AJ Clegg, is available, may have to come and tend to Cameron Hughes. So again, for 47 teams in District 1 4A, 24 will get into the playoffs, 8 will get first round byes, but only 5 teams will qualify for the state tournament. PW has never made the state playoffs in boys or girls soccer. Boys soccer once made district quarterfinals in 2014. Hughes is okay, but Ryan Zerwin is on a cell phone, I think, trying to get a hold of the training staff. Hughes is wincing in pain on the sideline. She could have a concussion and will have to do the concussion protocol. It's going to get a lot worse probably for Cameron Hughes. Hopefully she'll be okay. Victoria Betterly is there. It will be a ball drop. You do not see that often. That stopped the clock. But we're 7 minutes into the second half. We have about 33 minutes or so to go in regulation. 1-0 PW. PW looking to add on. Sigmund from midfield will now throw it in. Now Hatboro-Horsham in red looking to get it past, but there's Shula, but Shula's going to get overrun there by Sarah Polzuk. Now the Talia DeLuca. DeLuca to the top of the box. There's Una Moser. Allie Una Moser. Kicked to the sideline. It will be out of bounds. AJ Clegg has come to the rescue for Cameron Hughes. She is at Hatboro-Horsham's bench tending to Cameron Hughes, asking her how she's doing. And we'll tend to her and maybe apply some ice if needed. So about 8 minutes into the second half, 1-0 PW. Hatboro-Horsham going right to left on your screen at second half, wearing red. PW and white going right, left to right. At least Caffrey could not get up to it. Talia DeLuca kick it in. There's Devin Skiles. The keeper Skiles has it. It'll be kicked by Skiles, not directly at midfield, but in the circle here at the Victory Field. So we are playing on grass. Now there is Margaret O'Neill. Looks like Ryan Zerwin has some fans in the background. Maybe boys lacrosse team for PW. I think Ryan Zerwin's an assistant for lacrosse here at PW. So about 8 minutes into the second half, 1-0 PW. Should be PW throw-in. PW hasn't had any shots on goal the second half, but Ali Diamond believed to be the scorer in the first half. That will go out of play, be throw-in for the Hatters. Well, the Colonial School District had a great event on Saturday, October 7th, as Plymouth Whitemarsh main entrance had cut the ribbon and had its grand opening. Now PW's main entrance is open for people to use. Hopefully it'll be a new great thing for PW, more accessible for everyone to enter. So about 10 minutes into this one, 1-0 PW. 10 minutes in the second half, that is, about 50 minutes in. And now here are numbers. It's O'Neill. O'Neill stays in play, trips. And PW avoids trouble. Be free kick for PW. From the top of the box defensively. So against CITV, it is the Colonial School District's Educational Programming Network. Visit us online, www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. Since the second half has begun, we've been at it for about 11 minutes. That is including the timeout with the injury from Cameron Hughes, but that will not go in. But the clock stopped that time, so that will not go into the 40 minutes. This is not like the pros where clock runs. And there is a save by Sierra Cruz. Cruz will kick it to midfield. Hatters are wearing red. Lady Hatters looking to get the equalizer. There's Sarah Push for PW. PW really hasn't had anything going this second half. Has been relaxing a bit. 12 minutes into the second half. Throw in for the Hatters in PW territory. The Hatters have it back. Now here's Sarah Polzuk. And that one's going to go out of play. Should be goal kick for the Lady Colonials. For information regarding the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association, visit PIAA.org. There will be, I believe, Shriver doing the honors. If it's her. And there was Gabrielle Lyatt, number 25 for Hatboro-Horsham. She is a sophomore. A lot of underclassmen, along with a good amount of seniors on this Hatter squad for Ike Onyedo. BW will have 4 substitutes. Hatboro-Horsham would put Madeline Falcione in. Now the substitutions will be allowed in. 4 substitutes for PW. Falcione will come in for the Hatters. I think coming out will be Margaret O'Neill for Hatboro-Horsham. So about 13 minutes into the second half, 1-0 PW. Annika Shula comes out. Natalie Landy comes out. Rosenberger takes a seat. Victoria Betterly out. Now will be kicked there by Devin Skiles in midfield, but on it was Paul Luzek. And will be 2 hands on by keeper Devin Skiles. A lot of the Hatters bench right now wearing jackets or blankets as we're in the 50s Fahrenheit with a lot of wind. Will be out of bounds. Throw in for the Lady Colonials. 1-0 PW, and Hatboro-Horsham on a 5-game win streak. Hatters have been shut out 3 times this season. All those 3 shutout losses were in a row. And those were the last 3 losses for Hatboro-Horsham. There's Gabby Cooper. Ryan Zarin, knowing that the players had to get out, and since they didn't, it will be Hatboro-Horsham possession, going right to left. A lot of wind now. Wind controlling the pace. There was some contact, incidental. There's Devin Skiles to make the save. Very cloudy here in Plymouth meeting. I don't believe there are any streaks of blue in the sky. A little bit of a push. Officials will give PW freebie from midfield. About 15 minutes into the second half. 1-0 PW, about 25 minutes or so left in regulation. And here's a good sign. Cameron Hughes will make her way back to the sidelines. She is cleared to go in, but she'll wait her turn for the officials to allow for substitutes. So Cameron Hughes is on the sidelines. She had been down and had to get tended to by AJ Clegg, PW's athletic trainer. Be a throw-in for the Hatters. Now in PW territory, thrown in by Talia DeLuca, Jr. DeLuca getting guarded there by Katie Branscombe. Yeah, we're sorry if there are any incorrect names, and rosters do change from time to time. Now the Hatters have something cooking. It's Lyatt, and that is pass the goal. Too close to comfort. That was very dangerous in terms of scoring opportunity for the Lady Hatters of Horsham, PA. The PW escapes with nothing to show for the Hatters. About 16 minutes into the second half, 1-0 PW. And it's got to be possession Hatters on the handball. No one complaining. Ryan Zarin is yelling encouragement, of course. Again, for more information regarding Suburban One Sports, visit www.suburban1sports.com. Follow SLL Sports on Twitter with the handle @SLL Sports. Now, free kick there for Polzuk. And Erica Poluzek kicked it over the end line out of bounds. Goal kick. Ryan Zarin trying to encourage Ashley Amon and company. Everyone else for the Lady Colonials. So again, if you want to know how your team's doing in District 1 sports, visit districtscores.com. Now for this one, everyone's going to be tuning in to that website, having their eyes glued to it, because it's going to change up until final games are played. There's Sally Zygmunt. Diamond was there, but now lagging behind. Allie Yurdermoser was there. She had a pair of goals in Hatboro-Horsham's last game, a 2-0 win at Wissahickon and Ambler on October 10th. That will be kicked out of play. Will be Hatters throwing. That ball will land not too far from where I'm announcing. Substitute is made. DeLuca will throw in about 18 minutes in the second half. It's 1-0 PW. And both of these teams have not played overtime games this year. If this result holds, it would be Hatboro-Horsham's 19th straight game ending in regulation. PW hasn't tied a game since 2015. Caffrey trying to give chase, but the Hatters were able to go after it. Got a whistle. And it will be Hatter free kick. Hatters are wearing red, PW in white. Hatters going right to left, and here's a dangerous opportunity. I think we may have had deflection. It will be a corner for the Hatters because it looked like Devin Skiles had a fingertip on it. So everyone will set numbers in. It'll be the Hatters' second corner of the game, first since the first half. Erica Paluzek. Coming out for the Hatters will be Karen McBride. The corner is going to be taken about 20 minutes into the second half. And the cross is missed. Boy, TJ DeLucia and Ryan Zera are not pleased with how the Lady Colonials have been defending the corner. Devin Skiles will go after the ball. Ryan Zera explaining what they did in practice with that type of play. So about halfway through the second half, about 60 minutes in, it's 1-0 PW. PW would like to get another one on the board to most likely put this one to rest. Because if Hatboro-Horsham scores, the game would be tied. There's some contact. It will be free kick PW. Toya Bredley waiting to come back in. See if it's going to move up 10 yards. Basically, everyone except Schreiber and McNew are in the PW territory besides Devin Skiles. We 3 substitutes. Also, Emily Rosenberger and Annika Shula will check back in when substitutes are made. Sam Matthews. Now there's Caffrey, and it's going to be ruled off sides. Free kick. Like Onyedu yelling out his plan. It's going to be Erica Paluzek. 21 minutes into half 2. It's 1-0 PW. Now there's Uter Moser, but she could not get the ball. That will go out of play. Will remain with the Hatters. DeLuca will throw in. Uter Moser, a nice bicycle kick to keep it in play. But PW Schreiber able to come up with it. Some contact. PW cannot clear. Hatters still in PW territory. PW misses on the header. Nicked by Ashley Amon. Right into PW in defense. That one is going to stay. Oh! There was a collision. Not sure if AJ Clegg's going to be needed again. Fortunately, that Lady Hatter is okay, but AJ Clegg's going to stay put just in case. Here comes Caffrey to the box. Elise Caffrey puts it through. Oh, what a save. Puts it through. Boom, shakalaka. Not once but twice did Caffrey go for it, and she gets it on the second try. It is 2-0 PW. As we are about 22 minutes into the second half, PW up 2-0 thanks to Elise Caffrey. That was about the 22nd minute, which is about the 62nd minute of the game. So 2-0 PW thanks to goals by, we believe, Allie Diamond and Elise Caffrey. And now kickoff here for the Hatters. Hatters in deep trouble. Hatters haven't been down by 2-0 since losing 3-0 at Upper Dublin on September 26th. Hatters in danger of having its 5-game win streak snapped, and the Hatters lose this one. It may be too late for the Hatters to make up ground to make the playoffs. Even though the Hatters have 4 games left, PW has only 2. Allie Utermoser trying to trim the deficit in half quickly. It's 2-0 PW. Now there's Lyatt. Lyatt had it stripped. Hatters will now get to the box, headed by Schreiber for PW. Utermoser, a squib kick, not that deep, and it's saved by, we believe, Devin Skiles. Plymouth Whitemarsh Homecoming Week is October 23rd to 28th, 2017. Events include the Wing Bowl, Color Wars, Powder Puff Football, Homecoming Football Game, and the Homecoming Dance. Now Caffrey going in. Oh, good job there. Put that one to the side. A good chance by Katie Branscombe. Betterly had a ricochet. Shula had a foot. But now the Lady Hatters in red with it. Here comes Madeline Falcione. And will Utermoser not able to get it? As the Lady Colonials are very good at listening to the coaching staff for PW. As Allie Utermoser wants to score. She's been used to scoring in the past few games for the Hatters. And Shula was tripped, but it is clean. They'll go out of bounds, PW possession. About 25 minutes or so into the second half. That's 65 minutes in the game. It's Plymouth Whitemarsh 2, Hatboro-Horsham 0. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Thank you for watching so far. Even though it's 2-0, not sure if this game is over by any means yet. Still got about 17 or 15 minutes to go in this one. We have two 40-minute halves of regulation. It's the second half, and we have a corner for the Hatters. It'll be the Hatters' third, the second in half two. Again, Hatboro-Horsham will have non-league games against Mount St. Joseph and Penridge. We'll also have a date with Upper Dublin as well. There it is. The cross is there. Boom! Shakalaka! 2-1. Hearing, yeah, Haley. And it is now 2-1. I'm hearing that's Haley. I think there's only one Haley on the roster. May have been Haley Freeman. There are a lot of players in there, so it's 2-1 now. About 26 minutes in, about 4 minutes after. So 2-1, this game is not over by any means. Shutout is over, and we have ourselves a new ball game. Now there's Caffrey, and Caffrey can't get it too. Sierra Cruz, it's 2-1. And not certain. Michael Nyador may have ruled it a goal by Haley Friedman. But there are a lot of players in the box. All we know is that was a good goal. And it was a great corner. Now the Hatters are looking to tie it up, but not now. Good save by Devin Skiles. Allie Diamond's going to come back in when substitutes are allowed for PW. Karen McBride will come in for the Hatters when the all clear's made. Okay, about 27 minutes into the second half. 2-1 PW. Free kick from midfield for the Hatters. Looking to knot it up. So PW had a goal toward the end of the first half. Then it took about 20 minutes to get its second goal of the game by Caffrey. And about 4 minutes later, the deficit was trimmed in half for the Lady Hatters. So 2-1 PW, about 15 minutes or so to go in regulation. And these teams have not played overtime in any game this season. Hatboro-Horsham in red, PW in white. PW has barely been on the Hatboro-Horsham side. PW is very fortunate. At least Caffrey had a goal. Natalie Rosenberger was there. Like Natalie Lanny fell a bit. Lanny had her head on it. But there is Sarah Bohm, who had it momentarily. Bohm colliding a bit with Lanny. And there's Utermoser, Allie Utermoser, but no one's there for PW. Utermoser will try to get it back, but lagged behind. There's Haley Friedman. It is 2-1 PW, about 15 minutes or so to go in regulation. About 29 minutes in if you include everything. Also got to count for stoppages. So there are about 15 minutes remaining regulation. It's far from over. Now in the box, PW trying to send numbers in, but it's saved there by Cruz. Cruz will kick it to midfield. There's DeLuca. Evan Skiles will be there with the save. So it's 2-1 PW. PW in white. The home team going left to right the second half on your screens. Hatboro-Horsham wearing red tops going right to left the second half. And Hatboro-Horsham has basically dominated the second half, besides Elise Caffrey getting the best of Sierra Cruz. Substitutes will be allowed. Lady Hatters will send in Kara Thomas and Karen McBride. Allie Diamond will come in, and out will be Katie Branscombe. Allie Utermoser, as well as Cameron Ryan, will take a seat and get handshakes from Ike Onyedar, Hatboro-Horsham's head coach. We kick toward midfield. Now here's Elise Caffrey trying to push. She'll move ahead. She may want to get a brace. She's looking for her second goal. Now here's Caffrey, and that's to the left side, and I think a corner will be awarded. So it'll be the third of the game for PW, just the first in half two for the Lady Colonials. About 31 minutes into the second half, not including stoppages. It's 2-1 PW. Each team with a goal apiece this second half. It was 1-0 PW at halftime. Diamond will take the corner. Shula was there, but Hatters had taken care of there by Erica Paluzek. There's Isabella McNew. McNew will have to run after it on defense for PW. But the Hatters have something cooking here. And this is looking very dangerous. An opportunity for Cameron Hughes. And Hughes had it the wrong way. Remember, Hughes early on this half had to be tended to by athletic trainer A.J. Clegg. Devin Skiles made the save here. About 10 minutes or so to go in the game. 2-1 Plymouth Whitemarsh. PW wins. The Lady Colonials would improve to 11-5 overall, but 8-4 in the conference. Now here's Caffrey from the top of the box. Caffrey with the shot. Saved there by Sierra Cruz. Good effort by Caffrey. She's been taking most of the shots in the second half for PW, and she did get one in. Headed back by Betterly. Rosenberger will have to rush after it. It will be out of bounds, PW ball. Now again, the next edition of CITV Sports will be sometime during the week of Monday, October 23rd. Not certain what we will have yet, and there could be times in which multiple PW teams will be playing playoffs at the same time, and we wouldn't be able to cover everything at once. So please visit colonialsd.org/community/CITV for updates regarding our scheduling and program information. Now here comes DeLuca for the Hatters, sending numbers in the box. A lot of white jerseys there as well. That's PW in white. DeLuca. They'll be kicked out smartly by Schreiber. Margaret O'Neill will come back in for the Hatters. It's been 33 minutes since we returned from halftime. About 8, 9, 10 minutes left in the game. It's 2-1. Lady Colonials. Lady Colonials had a 2-0 lead for about 4 or 5 minutes, and that became a 1-goal advantage as the Hatters finally had gotten on the board around the 66th minute or so. Kicked out of play. There's Haley Friedman. She'll throw it in. Kicked by Betterly. There's Allie Diamond, who we believe scored the first goal of the game late in the first half. A couple minutes to go in the opening half, that was. Natalie Lanny. Caffrey will try to give chase, but there is Sarah Bohm. She'll kick it, but that was to Diamond. Allie Diamond. But there comes Caffrey. Alice Caffrey. There's Lanny. And the save is made. Sierra Cruz with a game saver at the moment. Down the goal. And less than 10 minutes of regulation, we believe, left. It'll go out of play. It will be Hatboro-Horsham possession. Since Hatboro-Horsham girls soccer is here in Plymouth, meeting the Hatboro-Horsham boys soccer team hosting Plymouth Whitemarsh in a key Suburban 1 American matchup. PW had lost to Hatboro-Horsham in boys soccer 2-1 earlier in the season. PW looking to go in a very late season search to possibly get a first round bye in the boys soccer playoffs in District 1 4A. But we'll have to wait and see how everything unfolds. Caffrey will try to go after it. She'll keep it in momentarily, but kicks it out. Throw in now for the Hatters. PW Ballgirl will have to put it back in. About 35 minutes since halftime ended. Got about 7 minutes to go in the game. It is 2-1 PW. Hatboro-Horsham has controlled pretty much most of the second half. Besides the Caffrey goal for PW to make it 2-0 for a few moments. Be a quick throw in for the Hatters. Kicked out of play for Isabella McNeil. Throw in by Margaret O'Neill, who is listed as a freshman, I believe. A lot of good young talent for Ike Onyedor's squad. Caffrey will kick it out of play to the PW bench. Ryan Zerman will give it to Talia DeLuca of the Lady Hatters. Hatboro-Horsham down the goal. PW had led by as many as 2-0. Caffrey keeps it in. Elise Caffrey now trying to take it on her own in the box. She'll cross. There's no one there for PW. It will be kicked to the side by the Hatters out of play. It will be PW throwing. About 5 minutes in regulation remaining. 2-1 PW. PW looking to have 8 wins in the conference for the 4th time in the last 5 seasons. And for the 5th time in 6 seasons, at least 8 wins. Had 7 last year. That was a weak kick and saved by Sierra Cruz. Hatboro-Horsham has the 3rd weakest schedule in District 1 4A. I think Coatesville and Penwood have weaker schedules. And there is a push, but it will be possession. Hatters. Substitution will be made. About less than 5 minutes to go. In is Sarah Polsuk. Out is Talia DeLuca. Hatters with a crucial possession here. Officials will wait. Make sure everything's okay. A card could be issued if there is a delay. Everything is okay, just avoid a delay. Throw in for the Hatters going right to left on your screens in red. There's Gabrielle Lyatt. Back to Sarah Bohm. Erica Polzuk. But there's Elise Caffrey. But Haley Freeman's there. There's Erica Polzuk. Haluzet. Off for Shula, I believe. But the Hatters are looking to knot it up. There's an opportunity for O'Neill, and the tails left. Just missed the goal. Ike Onyedor talks to the official, so there's an assistant coach for the Hatters. About 3 to 5 minutes to go in this one. PW clinging to a 2-1 advantage. And Hatboro needs to score in order for the Hatters to have any hope. And if the Hatters lose this one, it may be too late to get back in the playoff conversation. Hatboro-Horsham entered October 12th, 28th in the District 1 4A rankings. Top 24 get in. PW at 21st. PW for win could move up. Hatboro-Horsham defeated Quakertown during this 5-game win streak. And Quakertown had been good up to that point. And now there's Lanny. Natalie Lanny kicked it the wrong way, and it's Sierra Cruz making the save. A couple minutes to go in this one. 2-1 PW in the second half. PW led 1-0 at the half, then 2-0 for about 18 minutes remaining. Then a few minutes later, Hatboro-Horsham trimmed the deficit in half. Now the play will be PW throw-in. It'll be Isabella McNew doing the honors. And Hatboro-Horsham has not been in the District 1 playoff since 2012. PW looking for its first appearance in 3 years, though. 2014 it was. Betterly misjudged. Now near midfield, that will be ricocheted by Diamond, but there's Haley Friedman picking it up. Oh, there's ricochet there. It's dangerous. The Hatters put it there, and it is saved by Devin Skiles. That was a great opportunity wasted there by the Hatters. Right into Skiles, but not a long kick. Hatters still have a chance with minutes to go in this one. Here's Sarah Bohm. Oh, good feed there to Erica Poluzek. Poluzek now to Sarah Polsuk. Saved there by Devin Skiles. 2 minutes to go, we believe, in regulation. 2 minutes. And it's 2-1 PW, but this one's far from over still. PW gets another goal, maybe this one would be over. Will be possession now for the Hatters. Free kick. Will have to move quickly with less than 2 minutes to go. Now, in case you're wondering, Hatboro-Horsham does have some alumni play professionally in the past. One of them included Matt Carroll, who's been in the NBA for over a decade. He has since retired, I believe. Matt Carroll of Hatboro-Horsham lost to PW in District 1 4A Boys Basketball Championship back in 1998. I think John Salmons was on that PW basketball team. Salmons went on to have over a decade's worth of play in the NBA. So about a minute or so remaining. TJ DeLucia and Ryan Zerman bouncing up and down what the defense should do for PW. They're bouncing up and down the sidelines, headed there momentarily by Erica Poluzek. PW possession. We'll have to throw it in quickly, about a minute to go. Hatters get the leg on it. There is Kara Thomas. Thomas trips. Ike Onyedu yells about a hand, and surprisingly the officials let the yell go and not give a card for complaining. About less than a minute to go, maybe, if we have less than a minute to go. Devin Skiles makes the save, and any moment the whistles will sound. PW up 2-1. We're in the last minute of regulation, we believe. And that's it! Plymouth Whitemarsh gets a crucial win by a final score of 2-1, ending the Lady Hatters 5-game win streak. PW improves to 11-5 overall, 8-4 in the conference, while the Hatters drop to 8-4 in the conference and 8-6 overall. Oh, hard-fought battle at the end, but in the end, it's PW coming up with the saves and the great defense to pull out a 2-1 win. And PW, with 2 games left, looks to be in most likely good shape, but we'll have to take care of business the rest of the way to get in the playoffs for the first time in 3 years. That's another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Sable David Weiss. For more information regarding CITV programming and the schedule, visit www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. We look forward to seeing you on Homecoming Week. Have a good one, everyone.